Today, we're gonna talk about hidden costs of moving to Florida's Space Coast. All you need to know. Hi everyone, I'm Menchaca, your Space Coast realtor, and if you've been dreaming about moving to Florida's Space Coast, you're definitely not alone. Most people picture the soft ocean breeze, the rocket launches lighting up the sky, and weekends spent at Cocoa Beach. And honestly, that's the part that is completely magical. And this is exactly how it looks like living here. But what if you won't see those dreamy Instagram posts at the hidden costs that come with living in a coastal high growth region like Brevard County? After helping so many families relocate here, I've learned that the biggest stress doesn't come from the move itself. It comes from the surprises no one told you about. So today, I want to pull back the curtain and talk through hidden cost of moving to Florida's Space Coast, so you can settle in with confidence instead of confusion. Number 10, closing costs you don't see on Zillow. Before you ever get the keys, there's an entire category of costs that most buyers never see coming. I can't even tell you how many times I sat with the buyers who assumed the price they see online is the full picture, when in reality, it's just the beginning. One of the biggest early surprises is the title company's settlement fees. Florida handles closings differently from many other states. Here, the title company manages everything from verifying ownership to preparing legal documents and coordinating signatures. For that service, they charge a fee that usually lands somewhere between $400 and $800. But I have seen it go higher when buyers need remote online notarization or special documents preparation. A lot of people moving here also assume the seller covers all the related expenses because seller often pay for the owner's title insurance. That part is true, but buyers still have their own title fees and all loan-related costs. It's one of the first hints that the buyer here comes with its own rules. Number 9, Florida taxes at closing. Once you've wrapped up your head around the title fee, you'll hit another surprise that even I had to learn when I moved here. Florida might not charge a state income tax, but real estate transactions definitely come with their own set of taxes. 3 of them appear on the most closing statements: the documentary stamp tax on the deed, the documentary stamp tax on the mortgage, and the intangible tax on the mortgage. If you're relocating from a state that doesn't have this, they can feel like they appear out of nowhere. I once had a client tell me it feels like a mystery mess, and honestly, without explanation, I understood why. On $400,000 home with a standard mortgage, these taxes alone can hit $3,000 or $4,000. And these are normal here, but understanding them ahead of time makes all the difference. Number 8, property taxes and proration. This is the interesting one. After receiving those state taxes on your closing disclosure, there's one more tax-rated moment that confuses a lot of new buyers, and it's all about timing. Property taxes in Florida are paid in arrears. That means you pay them after the year ends for the time you already lived in home. So when you buy a house, the seller has to credit you for the portion of the year that they own the property. That's called proration. And it's calculated on a daily basis, literally day by day. I love breaking it down with a simple example because once you see it, it makes perfect sense. If last year's tax bill was $3,650 and you close on September 13th, you divide that number by 365 days in the year, multiply the daily amount by the days that the seller owned the home, and then total becomes your credit. In this case, the seller owned the home for 272 days. So you'd be seeing about $2,700 credit on your closing paperwork. And it may feel actually very nice to see, $2,700. But later, when the actual tax bill comes out in November, you will pay the full amount. But remember, you already received the seller's portion at closing. It looks confusing on paper, but once you understand it, the whole thing actually clicks in. Number 7, homeowners insurance in Florida. After closing, one of the biggest adjustments everyone feels is homeowners insurance. Florida's insurance market is in a category on its own. When I first started helping people buy near the water, I was shocked at how different the pricing was compared to other states. Remember, I'm coming from Canada. Our home insurance is completely different. Insurance rates here depend heavily on the home's age, its roof condition, how close it is to the ocean, its elevation, and weather. It has wind mitigation features. And then there's a hurricane deductible, which is completely separate from your regular deductible. And it is usually a percentage of the home's insured value. People moving here thinking insurance will be $1,500 a year almost always experience a sticker shock. Coastal areas like Cocoa Beach, Cape Canaveral, Indian Atlantic, Satellite Beach, and Merritt Island tend to be on the higher end. It's completely manageable once you plan for it, but it's definitely one of the biggest hidden costs the new homeowners underestimate. Number 6. HOA and CDD fees. Once buyers get through insurance, the next question I almost always get is about HOA fees. They're extremely common in condos, townhouses, and master plan communities across the Space Coast. These fees help maintain landscaping, pools, exterior repairs, clubhouses, and reserves. Over the past couple of years, though, HOA fees have risen in some communities because of statewide changes in insurance and new structural safety requirements for condos. And if you're looking at newer area like Viera, you also run into community development district fees or CDD fees. These appear on your property tax bill and help repay bonds used to build community infrastructure. CDD fees can add hundreds of dollars to your monthly housing cost. They're not bad, they just need to be understood before you commit to a neighborhood. There's a lot of neighborhoods without those. Number 5, let's talk about insurance and condo maintenance cost. Even after you all settled in the Space Coast environment continues to influence your budget. This is where the long-term costs start to reveal themselves. Air conditioning units work hard in Florida heat, which means high electric bills and more frequent services. Near the ocean, salt air wears down metal fixtures, window frames, garage doors, and even vehicles faster than buyers can expect. I watched clients new to Florida be shocked when their outdoor hardware, like your door locks, rust within a year. On top of that, hurricane readiness requires regular investment, whether it is shutter installation, impact windows upgrades, generator maintenance, or seasonal tree trimming, which I recommend very highly. All these aren't dramatic expenses on their own, but together they become a real part of coastal ownership. Number 4, flood zones and wind ratings. Another cost that depends entirely on where your home sits is whether you fall inside a flood zone. Homes in FEMA flood zones that have federally baked mortgage require flood insurance. And even homes not near the ocean sometimes fall into the zones because of river proximity or elevation levels. The Space Coast also has regions classified as wind-borne debris zones. This affects construction requirements and insurance eligibility, meaning roofs, windows, and structural attachments must meet specific hurricane standards. Depending on what your home has or doesn't have, this can impact both your insurance premium and the long-term maintenance expenses. Number 3, utility cost and local fees. Let's shift from the weather and everyday living. Utilities in Brevard County are generally straightforward, but new homeowners often discover extra charges like stormwater fees, solid waste collection fees, recycling sewer charges, or the sewer capacity fee. Those appear monthly or maybe annually on your tax bill. None of them are overwhelming, but they do influence your real cost of living. The first summer I spent here, I definitely noticed how much my AC ran and how quickly that reflected on my electric bill. It is simply part of adaptation to Florida life. Number 2, ocean lifestyle extras. Now let's talk about something more fun, the beach lifestyle, and the unexpected costs that come with it. Living near the ocean is amazing, but the sun and the salt dramatically shorten the lifespan of patio furniture, your grills, beach gear, and anything metal left outdoors. Even cars age faster near the salt air. Many neighborhoods don't allow boats, RVs, or trailers in their driveways, so if you own one, you might need to pay for off-site storage. And yes, pest control. Pest control, guys. I know you don't like bugs, but this is the thing that you will have to think about. And the best thing to do is have a subscription for the whole year so your house gets treated on monthly basis, and it is a good thing for your resale value in the future. So the thing is, you need to budget accordingly. The most important and number one cost that brings us to the end of this video is your due diligence. It's not just informational, and skipping due diligence can be extremely expensive. Before buying a home on the Space Coast, take time to get multiple insurance quotes, review HOA or condo budgets, and better to do it with your insurance company. Look at the FEMA flood maps. Ask about mitigation. Ask about if there's any special assessment for the condo if you're looking for the one. Ask about how the drainage system works on the street that you may be interested in. And talk to the neighbors. If you're already exploring the neighborhood, your best source of information, people who already is living there. And they can tell you if this street actually floods during a big rain, not just storm. We do get some rains that can flood the streets and your yard. Before we wrap up, there's one little trick that I teach every one of my clients because it's simple and it's incredibly effective. Take a map of Brevard County and draw one circle around where you work or where you will spend most of your days. Then draw a second circle around your favorite beach or the lunch viewing area. The spot where those two circles overlap becomes your true affordability and lifestyle zone. It balances your commute, your daily routine, and the coastal fun you moved here for. Every time a buyer finds that overlap, they immediately feel clarity. So after all that, what is the real takeaway? The Space Coast is an extraordinary place to call home. It's where technology meets tranquility, where ocean waves meet rocket launches, and where families find a lifestyle they can't get anywhere else. But to fully enjoy it, you need to understand the hidden cost before you make your move. That's how you avoid surprises, stay ahead of the budget, and feel confident in every choice you make. If you're planning to move to the Space Coast and want to help breaking down the real estate numbers, like the real numbers in general, for the neighborhoods like Cocoa Beach, Melbourne, Vieira, Merritt Island, and Palm Bay, I'd love to guide you. I'm Menchaca with Moving to Space Coast, Florida, and you can call me and text anytime at 321-317-3948. Remember to subscribe, remember to follow me on all social media platforms. You will see the information down below, and I hope to see you next time with some more good tips and ideas.